Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida. This is the National Football League.
Here's the punter, Bradley Pinion, on to get us started. And off we go from Tampa. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Out comes Washington here offensively, and their man under center, Dwayne Haskins, the number 15 pick out of Ohio State in 2019.
And this could be a whole lot of fun because if his game plan goes into effect early, we're going to see some shots downfield, aren't we? What did he talk to us about? Stretching the field. Wants to open things up for not just his receivers, but for anything underneath.
Well, that was the theme, the front page of the sports section, where the columnists write possible air raid. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the coaches view that, right? Who gave what the game plan? I think it's pretty obvious, though. That'll help them win.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. From the gun, it's Haskins. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
Complete.
13 yards there on a Washington first.
13 yards. First down, Washington.
First down, here's a run with Peterson. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
43-yard line. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Here's Haskins out of the gun. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 11 yards there. First down.
11 on the play. First down, Washington.
Out of the shotgun, Haskins finding his target. It's Cody Latimer. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Back to the ground, Peterson. And he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. A gain of 3, second down.
David. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7. At the
from the gun, Haskins throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays I'm eking over in your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary here. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
This will be caught at about the 5. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal.
Leads to 2nd and goal at the Buccaneers' 2-yard line.
They try again with Peterson. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of 1, and that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal. Here's Haskins. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. Touchdown, Washington.
To number 17.
The 3-yard touchdown pass. And Washington has taken a first-quarter lead.
For the extra point.
The underdog here is showing no fear. Great opening drive.
Now, we weren't in the locker room for the pregame speech, but I will guarantee you, somewhere along the way, the head coach said, let's just grab a big stick and smack them with it and let them know we're going to be here today. They may be the team that's supposed to be superior, but we're not backing down to anyone.
And on the road, no less, setting the tone. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Bucs take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Brady and the Buccaneers here, 1st and 10 at their own 24. Here's Ronald Jones, first carry for the USC man. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Taken down by Ruben.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Play brings up 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Throwing on second down. Brady. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
That's another Buccaneers first down. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
From the gun, it's Brady. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Brings up a 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. Strong coverage by Washington, and now 4th down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone, and it was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. They had not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. On 2nd and 9, Haskins. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Washington.
A carry now for McKissick. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. And the last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 39-yard line.
Back to the ground. This time it's Peterson. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Open man is Quinn, able to connect. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 15 yards the pickup. First down, Washington. On first down, Peterson. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. It was Jason Pierre-Paul who was able to get him down.
2nd and 6.
From the gun, it's a give to Peterson. He'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40. Now we're going to get a timeout. Here's we've got an injured Buccaneer. Washington on 3rd down. A perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Well, he gets attended to. He'll step aside. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
And he missed it. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
That keeps this Washington.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Tackle made by Thomas Davis.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Washington territory. After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on 3rd down. First carry now for the backup, LaShawn McCoy. 3rd down, turns to first with that 5-yard pickup.
Oh, he's got it going early in this one. That's the shady McCoy. That's vintage right there, right? Breaking tackles, creating explosive runs. If they don't take care of this early, look out. This guy's got a big, big day.
You know where he got that nickname Shady, by the way?
I know you're going to educate me on it. Help me out.
Mama gave him that name when he was a youngster.
And if Mama named him Shady, we're going to call him Shady.
Absolutely.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And he'll wind up picking up about 4, as that is going to bring us to the 2-minute warning. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
At the 19-yard line.
A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Tom Brady with a touchdown pass to Chris Godwin. And the Bucs have taken the lead.
Yay on for the point after.
And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it ends with a touchdown for the Bucs.
Bradley Pinion to kick off for Tampa Bay.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. This will make it into the end zone. And Sims says, let's bring it out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time? Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
15 yards on the play, 1st down. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. He was looking for his tight end, Richard Rodgers, that time. And now it's 2nd down. Throwing again, here's Haskins. Got a man, that's Quinn. And they've got it well across midfield, down to the 40 before it's all said and done. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. From their own 40 to the other 40. The gain of 20 leads to 1st and 10. Haskins back to the air. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line.
To throw again. Haskins is going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Haskins going to throw again. And Latimer's got it. And this is going to lead to another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 16. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. From the red zone now, Haskins on 1st down. That is caught inside the 5. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Dwayne Haskins hooking up with Terry McLaurin. And Washington has retaken the lead. That could be an important swing right there. A touchdown in the final minute of the half to take the lead.
And I like the point you just made there. Could be an important swing because now that they have the lead, if they can carry that into the locker room at the half, they'll feel really good about what they accomplished in the first 2 quarters.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. Ogunbowale elects to not bring it out.
at their own 25-yard line.
Back now comes Tampa Bay. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got.
And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. A big play there just before halftime. 53 yards. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. That throw by Brady incomplete.
Brady's pass intended for Mike Evans.
Brady's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10.
At the 22-yard line.
Throwing again. Brady. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
At their own 1-yard line.
Here's Peterson as they begin on the ground. And they're going to get this all the way out past the 20. So an abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3.
Buccaneers 10.
So a 4-point game here as we get set to resume action in this 3rd quarter of play. On the return, Dare Ogunbowale. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Bucs take over 1st and 10 at their own 24.
Tom Brady leads the offense out for their next possession. And he's had some time to chew on that interception he threw on his last drive back in the first half.
Well, normally we say, come on, get him right back out on the field and play again, right? But as you mentioned, had the halftime, had to stew about it a little bit. Maybe he'll have a chance to relax a little, kind of laugh and chuckle and let it go.
He'll hope to respond positively here to start the 3rd quarter. Again, it's Jones. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Buccaneers 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Now a 1st down carry by Jones. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter.
At their 48-yard line.
On 2nd and 9, Brady. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. And Brady's throw there, incomplete. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
Open man is Godwin. It's complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10. Down at the 33. That's complete to his running back, Evans. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
On 1st down, Brady. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. 3rd quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
1-yard line.
Out of the shotgun, it's McCoy. He'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 19.
Sean McCoy, the ball.
We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
First and goal at the 7-yard line.
Now McCoy. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line.
The tackle.
And Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
Ball carrier.
2 straight shots on the ground. Now on third, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably doing play action since you ran it twice.
And he's got it. Caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Tom Brady to his old Patriot pal, Rob Gronkowski. And the Buccaneers have once again taken the lead.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run, and he finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Bradley Pinion to kick off.
Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. Fielded in the end zone. And Sims says, let's bring it out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams...
Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. The 305-pound Ndamukong Suh fighting the path to the QB there. So the opening drive of this third quarter, they're trying to set the tone for the second half.
And without a doubt, they did exactly that. I've known coaches who have said the first 5 minutes of each half are so important to do exactly what you said, which is set the tone. I've also heard coaches talk about the first 5 plays. Let's go out and be aggressive right off the top. That's exactly what they did.
Back now in Tampa. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. Now Haskins, third and long. He'll go underneath with this one to McKissick. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up fourth down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
Trailing in the fourth, this close of a game, that's a penalty you just can't afford.
It's an absolute killer, and it's one that drives coaches and teammates insane.
Throwing on first down is Brady. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. Charles, thinking back to what you said in the first quarter, that part of the magic elixir for a road victory for these underdogs was going to be winning the turnover battle. Well, they only have one right now. Look at the scoreboard.
Yeah, not exactly playing to the form that I subscribed, right? When you talk about winning that turnover battle, that evens things out, especially for a road team, especially for a team that's an underdog.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Brady gives this one off to Jones. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. 38-yard line, 2nd and 11.
The 38-yard line.
Now Brady. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Landon Collins on the coverage.
On 3rd down, Brady. And that will be incomplete.
Brady's pass intended for Scotty Miller. Incomplete.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is. Maybe an important fourth quarter miss as this stays a 3-point game.
Yeah, now overtime is very much in the equation here. Just what you mentioned, a 3-point game. They get a drive, put it through the posts. We could have some free football, couldn't we?
Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A good pick up there at 22. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me.
And the pressure will get to him. He goes down. Now, there is a flag on the play, but this looks like holding on the offense. Kind of surprised they accept the penalty.
The only thing that comes to mind for me is they want to move them back 5 yards because they feel good about their defense. But in most situations, you take the down. That's what counts more.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Operating from the gun. Haskins. That's complete to his tight end, Sprinkle. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. It's a big play, yet amazingly, because of how far they had to go, they're still looking at a 2nd down here.
At the 24-yard line.
From the gun, Haskins. And a quick throw here, that's complete. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 10-yard line.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Haskins. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they're going to drop him well shy of the 1st as he can only make it to the 11th. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
And Hopkins' kick is good. And with a little more than a minute to go, we are all tied. So a big kick to get this back to even. Yet now the worry is, did you leave too much time on the clock? Because another field goal the other way, that does you in.
You're exactly right. You didn't get it to overtime yet. So now as a defense, you've got to think to yourself, you can't play prevent defense and just give up big chunks of yardage in front of you. But you also can't let anyone behind you. So you sit right on the line between the two, play the best defense you can, and not make it easy for them to move the ball downfield.
Airing this one out for Evans. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way down to the 42. A big play that time for Tampa Bay. And even 40 yards. Back to throw, Brady. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Gronkowski, incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10.
Brady's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. Brady going to fake the give to Jones and set up to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. It's Ryan Kerrigan getting the sack.
But nothing takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick 6 or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
On the return, Ogunbowale. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
The Bucs take over 1st and 10 at their own 20.
The Buccaneers offense ready to rock and roll again. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now.
And now a fumble. Brady loses loses the football. But it looks like a Buccaneer was able to corral it. Yes, the Bucs have it. Tampa Bay keeps the possession. Able to fall on it, but look where they recovered it. That's a big loss.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them. Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
A big call here in overtime. They're going for it on 4th down. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. The Bucs try it on 4th down, but come up empty. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. They're on the defensive side of the ball, though. Any 4th down stop.
And he is in for the score. And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime.